Well, hello there. This is Little Bird Handcrafted Soap, and today we are making paw print soaps. I use the Stevenson detergent-free white and clear soaps. We're going to use the white for the toe beans, and then the clear for the rest. And what else do we have? We have our trusty scale. Whoops. That is a cheap jeweler scale that I bought off Amazon for, what was it, like 30, 40 bucks or something like that at the most. You want something that can show you the point, the decimals on the grams. I use grams because I find it's the easiest way to do it. We have a infrared thermometer, also bought off of Amazon, probably cost me like 20 bucks or something like that. You want one not for human purposes, but for baking purposes, like confectionery or something like that. And we've got rubbing alcohol, also known as isopropyl alcohol, which I have 99%. The higher the percentage, the better, because the less water content it has. But when I started out soaping, I started with 70% and the soaps were fine. I get my isopropyl alcohol from the dollar store. I've also got it from Costco in the past. Okay, we got the molds, obviously. I got those from Amazon. And we're gonna use these bottles later, these squeeze bottles for condiments, which are really, really helpful for filling in these small toe beans. It's still, I still mess it up, but it is much better than trying to just pour it out of these. Oh, by the way, these are just, measuring cups, plastic measuring cups. This one also from the dollar store. You don't need anything fancy. What I would suggest is you get something that has like a smaller pouring bit. These round ones here can be a little bit complicated. And what else we got? I don't use ladles or spatulas or something like that. I use these wooden sticks that I got from Walmart, which are chopsticks actually, and I use these to move my soap around and stir it, because I find the larger the spatula is, the more soap like clings to it, and I really dislike that. I've got my colors here. I get them from Yellow Bee in Calgary, Alberta, and I use one of these to get them out. And then we got our scents, our fragrance oils in this instance. I'm going to use blue raspberry for the blue ones and watermelon for the red ones. And I get these from New Directions Aromatics in Mississauga, Ontario. All right, I guess let's get started. So for the toe beans, so when it comes to mica powder, I find it is really difficult to, when you do like smaller amounts, like usually you would do with something like this, it is very difficult to determine how much you need. So it's just like, a pinch for this, and then later for this, I have kind of like, just from experience, I know how much I want to put in there, but it's not an exact science with this. On the other hand, the fragrance or essential oils that you use, that is definitely something that needs to be calculated properly, because if you do too much, it can get problematic. It may not be skin safe anymore, which is why you always have to, when you use an essential oil or fragrance oil, you have to read the statements from the wholesaler where you buy it, or from wherever you buy it, so you know how much you are legally allowed to use before it gets, before it's not skin safe anymore. And if whoever sells you these does not have a statement like that, don't buy from them, because that is the biggest red flag. In terms of new directions, it's all online. You can just look it up, and I use a relatively low concentration anyway. I usually use 1%, the way you do that is you weigh it. You weigh it with the scale. That's what the scale is for. Also to weigh the soap as well, of course, because oils have different densities, so you need to weigh them. You can't just measure them with like a spoon or in drops or something like that. No, you need to weigh it. All right, that being said, let's get started. I'm just gonna microwave this, then we're gonna need this, and we'll take this off. Okay. We got that at the ready. Oh, okay, of course, what we're gonna do first is we're gonna mix the mica powder with a little bit of rubbing alcohol, because most mica, if you don't do that, if you just put it into the soap immediately, then it may clump. So if we dissolve it first in a little bit of rubbing alcohol, that'll make it much easier for the mica powder to dissolve into the soap, the melted soap later. There are some mica powders where you can add them directly without the need to dissolve them first, but that would be something that you would find written on the in the description of the powder or something like that. If your mica powder doesn't say anything about that, then I wouldn't risk it. All right, okay, let's get this ready. This is very little. I'm using the microwave. I never used the double boiler method. Apparently you can control the soap better that way, but it takes a lot longer. So this is very little. This is just about 35 grams. That's a little over an ounce, if I'm not mistaken. So this will melt fairly quickly. So we want to be careful not to overheat it, of course. So we're gonna just do it in a couple of stages or so, and see how long we need. All right, that took all of 15 seconds. So this is nicely melted. Oh, I'm gonna put the mica in there. This is a good trick to get anything that's still stuck in the cup out of it by just spraying a little bit more alcohol in it. We're just gonna put, since it's 35 grams, we're gonna put 0.3 grams of watermelon in here. That's all that it was. It's not very much. Technically, with the paws, with the toe beans, I mean, you could just leave out the fragrance, because it is so little that it won't make a difference if you just put it in the rest of the paws. I'm gonna put some alcohol in here. The alcohol makes the soap flow better, pour better. It'll get into all the nooks and crannies without resistance, and obviously also it destroys the bubbles, which, that's usually the look that people go for. You can make soap with bubbles in them. That's not a problem at all. It's just a different aesthetic. All right, okay, so we'll pour this in here now. I'm gonna do that over the sink. Okay, now put the cap on. And let's see, we'll have to be careful, because especially in the beginning when it's still quite warm, it is very, very runny. Okay, so yeah, it comes out without even having a squeeze. See, this is the issue that I was telling you about before. Oh, you know what? I forgot the rubbing alcohol in here. There we go. Okay, let's do it very gently. There we go. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Maybe start with the big one. Okay, now we're getting there. This is going very nicely now. And let's continue. Now it doesn't come out on its own anymore. Now I have to actually squeeze a little bit, and that's, you know, that's when you can really control the flow. So this is where I want to get to. Okay. It looks like we're gonna get this done without even having to reheat this up once, which is awesome. If you do this and there we go. If you do this and it looks easy when I do it, and you run into issues and you totally mess everything up, don't worry about that. It just takes a little bit of practice. In the beginning, when I first tried the squeeze bottle, it was a little bit complicated for me as well. All right, okay, so this looks good, except for that one, which I'm gonna clean up later. But you know, 11 out of 12, pretty perfect. That's good, good ratio. Okay. Now we're gonna let this cool, and in the meantime we may do the other ones as well. So what's left in this bottle is basically you know, soap garbage. So what I do with that, I'm just gonna pour it into a regular rectangular mold where I pour everything in, and it's a mix of all sorts of colors and fragrances and oils and stuff. And I use that for my own personal use, because that is not something that you know, I could sell. I don't even know what's in there, so I couldn't even make a proper ingredients list. All right, let's turn this around really, really carefully so that the still liquid soap is not gonna go everywhere. Oh, actually, and you wanna have a toothpick handy when you use these squeeze bottles, because if the soap does solidify and you have to put it back into the microwave, the cap usually doesn't get cleaned out just by microwave usage. So what I do is I put the toothpick in here and swirl it around like this to get the soap that's stuck here in the small opening out, because otherwise, you know, it gets very frustrated if you can't properly squeeze. That is blue. All right, let's try this slowly. A little bit much. Yeah, I tell you, the first one. All right, now we're going to turn this again. Okay. All right. Okay, so this looks like it has set. Let's try it, like really, like, you know, softly poke it. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's get a few of these spills out of here. One sec. Let's see. this part. Yeah, and then this is the big one. So when you clean this, I don't know if you can see this very well, but you gotta make sure that you kind of get it off of what's already in the toe section, because otherwise you will dislodge the entire toe, and it's very awkward trying to get that back in. You'd probably have to do it all over again, so I recommend not getting that out out of the toe part, if at all possible. All right, look at that. So yeah, this is very nice now, and we're gonna get started with the upper layer now for this. So gotta make sure we're not using the wrong fragrance. All right, so this is 400 grams, just under a pound. So I always do about this for 250, so one and a little bit less on the second one. That should be good. Okay, if you've never worked with mica powder before, be warned, if you handle it the wrong way, it can be a huge mess. So don't breathe into this, don't breathe on it, and you know, I would just say put rubbing alcohol, dissolve it in rubbing alcohol as soon as you possibly can. And also when you spritz in the rubbing alcohol, do it very, very gently, because otherwise the mica powder will just be everywhere, and you especially don't want to breathe it in, because that's not good for you. All right, that was 1 minute and 30 seconds. I did that in 2 stages. It's always a good idea to take it out of the microwave from time to time and stir it around a little bit, because actually you don't want the microwave to completely melt everything, because then that means parts will already be too hot. So what you want to do is, like what I'm doing right now, there are still quite big chunks in here, even though most of it appears melted, and the hot soap around these chunks will gradually melt these now as well, without overheating. I probably will put it back in the microwave at some point to you know, give it a little bit of a boost again. But it's a good idea when it's like this, you know, when you have chunks in there, but when it's already pretty liquid, to just you know, let it cool a little bit before you put it in again, because seriously, you don't want to overheat the soap. Yeah, I don't know how, if you can see that. Actually, you couldn't see anything because it was over here. Ooh, a little over 150. That is usually 150 is my limit, 150 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, this is a little bit hotter, but you know, it's still within tolerance. And then when I'll need the thermometer is once everything is in there. I have to pour it over these at a low enough temperature that it won't melt the toe beans. I will try to pour this at like maybe 135-ish degrees. Let's put the color in. Okay, so this is 400 grams, so we're gonna do 4 grams of watermelon scent. Yes, watermelon. Okay, yeah, that's correct. We're just gonna mix it up. I'm gonna put it over here a little bit so you can actually see what I'm doing. This is already kind of solidified again, which actually is not that bad a thing, probably, because now we'll try to pour it. And here's an extra tip. If you pour it over the back of a spoon, it'll have more time on the way to cool. Although, you know, this is already so thick, I'll have to put it in the microwave again a little bit and then let it cool again, because, you know, this is not going to be easy to put in the molds. All right, we're under 140 now. So yeah, I'm just waiting for the critical point when it starts to slowly solidify. Which actually we're pretty much there. Yeah, the way that you can tell by the way that it runs from your stick or spatula or whatever you use, if there's resistance, if it doesn't like freely run, then it means it's about to solidify. So we have a window of maybe a minute or two now. So let's try that. Okay, I hope you can see. Yeah, you should be able to see. Okay, all right, like, you know, easy, easy. And just, you know, fingers crossed that it's not too hot and won't melt whatever's in there. Okay. Okay, I'm getting a little bit faster now with the pouring, because the soap is probably cooler now, and it's getting a bit thick. So let's see if we can fill in at least some stuff. Oh, that was a large chunk. Yeah, see, this is giving us a lot of problems at this point. Okay, so let's get this in here for now. Let's get the detailing thing. Okay, we're just gonna try and see that everything's in. Flatten it a bit if we can. Okay, I will have to heat this up for the last one again, and then I will use all the remaining stuff to fill in the nooks and crannies, like, you know, here or here or here, because now it can be a little bit hotter, because the stuff that I'm going to fill in is not going to be directly in contact with the toes, except for here, obviously. So let's see what we can do about that. All right, this is going to be quite warm, but at the same time, it will also it will cool very quickly, and then it won't be possible to pour anymore. So we'll just have to risk it, and I'm just gonna get a little bit higher here. There we go. Hopefully, it will not melt the toes. Try and put in a little more here. I'm left with almost nothing. I think 400 grams was a little bit on the low side. So for the next one, I'm actually going to add like maybe another 25 or something like that. All right. This last one kind of does look like it has like weird chunks in there, which might be an indication that the toe beans did get melted. So we'll only know once we take it out. Maybe one of them is, you know, kind of ruined, and then I don't know, I'll give it away for free, or I'll use it myself. All right, yeah, that's that. I'll do the other one in the same style, and then we'll let it cool, I'd say for at least 4 hours. And then, yeah, we'll be back for the unmolding. All right, moment of truth. And I apologize for the terrible lighting, but it's getting dark outside. All right, let's start with the red ones. Oh yeah, look at that. It melted. That was the last one. That looks much better. And you know, for the excess stuff, where is it now? There it is. I have this detailing tool that I bought from some soap company or, you know, soap wholesaler that I forgot who it was, but you know, this is very handy to just, you know, cut off the excess with, you know, minimal issues. So that's what I'm going to do later. All right. Oh, by the way, I've noticed when I have longer nails and I try to pop these out, I have to make sure that you know, my hand is flat and I'm not popping it with the nails, because I found nail marks in my soaps before, so something to be aware of. See that up there? There's a little bit that either melted or just, you know, I didn't clean it up very, you know, properly, but actually there. But you know, this is certainly not a big deal. Yeah, same here. A little bit, you know, like looks a little dirty, but it's fine. Can never get it completely perfect. Always have some level of imperfection, and you just have to make your peace with it. All right, that's the red ones. In this light, they look like very dark orange, or, you know, almost like reddish brown or whatever. I hope tomorrow they look a bit redder. But it's a darker red to begin with. All right, so let's turn this around. Ooh. There we go. There. And let's do the blue ones. Ooh, very nice. I like. Yeah, see this melted a little bit. Actually looks kind of cool in this one, kind of, you know, like ocean sea spray-ish or something. Oops. Interesting. This looks like, I don't know if you can see that here. It looks very like sprinkly on the toe beans. Like you know, like mica sprinkly. So I wonder if, actually it's here as well. I wonder if I used a little bit too much mica in the, for the toe bean part. It's not a bad look, but yeah, maybe, you know, use a little bit less next time. Yeah, look at that one. Damn. And that looks off as well a little bit. This one's not so nice. All right, but you know, majority is pretty good. And as a little bit of a bonus, I've already made two sets of yellow ones. So let's check those out. All right. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Oops. That's very nice. This has a little bit of an imperfection there. Might try to take that out with the detailing tool, although it'll leave a small hole in there maybe. I don't know if you can see this, but here it looks a little bit thin. The toe bean color looks a little bit thin, as if underneath kind of melted through a little bit. But if you don't look at it too closely, you can barely see it. Yeah, same here. Here you can definitely see that on the toe beans there. All right. Well, all in all, very happy. Looks good. And I'm gonna be making more soon. And I'll try to make more videos as well. I just rarely find the time. But I'll try my best. So thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.